What's up, everybody? Jasier is here, and we're back for Reset Sunday. Let's get it in. Let's talk about it. Again, this is Reset Sundays. Reset Sundays. I want to thank everybody for watching. Remember, share, and share alike. All right. We're going to jump into this right quick. Again, thank you for watching. My name is Jasier Franklin of PTHD. And today we're doing Reset Sunday. If you want more information, though, on what we do, please do me a favor and go to healpthd.com right now. Check out everything we got going. We're not here to just talk about stuff on Sunday mornings. We're here to actually do the work. And we have a bunch of curriculums that would help you, children, adults, children, everybody across the spectrum who grew up between the red lines and now realize that how they grew up was more dysfunctional than helpful to their adult life. So if you're interested and you're at that peak and you're ready to say, hey, I'm ready to get some help for this. I'm ready to get some help for my anger issues. I'm ready to get some help for my impatience. I'm ready to get help for my worship of money. I'm ready to get help for and overcome poverty and all the ailments that come along with that. I'm ready to get help to have a real long-lasting relationship. Go to healpthd.com right now. Get some help, y'all. Do I have all the answers? Absolutely not. Right? But I do have some that can help you probably. Please go to healpthd.com right now. All right. As promised, today we're talking about Reset Sunday. Today is Reset Sunday. Every Sunday we come here to talk about some issues that we can help you to reset, rethink, reimagine how you can do things differently. So when the week comes on Monday, or as soon as you leave this broadcast, or whenever you watch this video, when your week comes up on Monday, you can know or have some new tools on how to deal with this stuff. Majority of our tools come from our experiences in the hood, which are not good for the most part. The hood teaches us some of the wrong ways to handle complex situations. We want to do better. And if you see my shirt, do better or live trying, right? Do better or live trying. That is exactly what we're talking about today. And if you want some of these shirts, I do have them for purchase on the website. Again, go to healpthd.com and you can check out the shirt and get which one you want. We have different colors, array of colors, but you choose. All right. So what are we talking about? Reset Sunday. Let's do this. Reset Sundays. Do better or live trying. This is a call to action. I want y'all to understand. This is a call to action. This is not a call to blame anyone. We're not finger pointing at anyone about anything we say today. We want to uplift the situation more than we want to tear it down. I want to give you and make you leave here with some solutions and some feeling of hope that we can actually change the trajectory that our neighborhoods and our community is currently on. All right. So let's do this. It isn't about preventing the issues that have happened to us. And we know everything that has happened to us in our community, right? It isn't about, like I said, criticizing our community. It isn't about pretending that racism, poverty, violence, and discrimination is not a thing that we got to deal with every day. We're not talking about that today. All right. What are we talking about, Josh here? Those are real realities. But today, we ask a different question. Today, we want to ask a different question. And before I ask the question, I need you, again, whenever you watch this video, I need you to really be honest with yourself and to really sit down with this question and the rest of these questions in this presentation. Because again, we're not trying to blame you. All right, we're not trying to blame nobody that grew up in the hood. It is not your fault demographically where you grew up at. That's not no one's fault. That just happened to be where you grew up at. But the question that we want to talk about today is, number one, is the hood in a good place, and have you done your best to make the shifts in the hood that you live in or come from? Now, here's a more serious question. Now that we know what we've been through in this world, in our neighborhoods, now that we know, we don't have to identify and keep calling on, ringing these bells about what we've gone through. Some of that stuff, to me, keeps us in the sunken place. Let's talk a more elevated conversation. Let's have a more elevated conversation. Now that we know what we've been through, what are we doing next about the issues that we've been through? Because healing doesn't begin when the world changes. Healing begins when we decide to respond differently. And I'm going to get more deeper into this concept as we go, but please, while you're watching this, like and share this video. Subscribe to the channel, and let's make this the new thing. Healing PTHD. All right. Healing begins when we decide to do differently. That's what this whole thing about do better or live trying is all about. I wear this shirt all the time and people say, I love that shirt, man. Where do you get that from? But I'm not sure if they really truly understand what I mean by do better or live trying. I've had people talk about, well, why you got trying on there? Because you have to try. You don't know how good it's going to be when you do it, but you never stop. You got to keep going. That's what try means to me. Keep going, never stop, right? So that's what do better or live trying means. It's a call to action, all right? It's a call to do better or live trying to do better. What does live trying to do better mean? That means that every day you get up trying to do better than yesterday. You may not have hit the marker as you wanted to yesterday, but today is a different day. I can do better today. I can work on correcting what I didn't do yesterday and live every day, therefore, the same way until it becomes natural, until it becomes your normal program and default mechanism. Do better or live trying. This is a call not to perfection, but to progress. We need progress, not perfection. This is a call not to guilt anyone, but to endorse growth. This is a call not to shame anyone, but to hold each other responsible for what's happening in our communities. Every generation reaches a point where it has to decide. Will we continue reacting to the world and its craziness and its chaoticness? Or will we begin creating the world that we want? Even the hoods that we want. If we want better, if is the key word. And I think that I speak for everybody that comes from the neighborhoods like me. I think we do want better. I think we do want to see cleaner streets, less homelessness, less graffiti everywhere. And I'm an ex-graffiti artist, to be honest. Ex-graffiti everywhere. To be able to drive safely without someone cutting you off, flicking you off, driving 100 miles an hour in the middle lane, risking your life. Unless you want to see less weed dispensaries in our community, unless you want to see less liquor stores in our community. Like, we have so many things, less violence and gang activities in our community. If you want to see things differently, If we want better, then we have to become better. It's really simple as that. We, as a community, have to become better. If we want children to do better in school, and this is a big one for me. If we want children to do better in school, maybe one of the first questions isn't what's wrong with the school. Maybe, just maybe, it's how can I become a better parent, a better neighbor, a better auntie, a better uncle, a better coach, or just simply a better example for the children watching me. Education doesn't begin with the school and when the school bell rings. It begins with the adult children watch every day. Your children watch you every day. Your nieces and nephews watch you every day. Even the people in your community. I mean, we don't have the community like we used to have, where people were always out and having fun, kids playing with each other. We knew each other's parents and relatives, and played in the same block, same group, same school, all that stuff, same park. Like, kids don't grow up that way no more. But someone's watching you. It begins when adults begin to change themselves and be the model that they want to see in the kids. If we want less violence in our community, okay? If we want less violence in our community, I got to say this. Then peace has to become courage. We have to show some kind of courage to stand up to what's happening in our community. For years, we've celebrated violence. For years, we've celebrated violence. I'm not going to say every, but a lot of the movies that we promote, a lot of the music especially that we promote, when we see something in our neighborhoods that happen violently, do we protest? No. Only time we really protest is if the police is inflicting the violence. But what happens when Junebug shoots Pookie? Do we protest? Do we go confront these gang members who inflict violence since the 80s, 70s on the community? Have we confronted them? Do we protest? No, we celebrate it. We celebrate it. We celebrate Tony Montana. We celebrate Menace to Society. We celebrate Boys in the Hood. We celebrate these hood ideas and ideologies and make them functional dysfunction. We've repeated slogans over and over like snitches get stitches. So it's okay for this person to shoot this person. You may even know this person, but you know who did it. You're not going to say nothing because I know this might be a hard thing for some people to swallow, but this is a real thing. If you can hear me, please leave something in the chat room. Say hello, say hi, say where you're from. And most importantly, again, share this video. But imagine if protecting children became more honorable than protecting street reputations and these thugs and hoodlums that's causing all this dysfunction in our community. What if we chose to protect our children? Because by standing up, that's exactly what we're doing, protecting the children that have to go outside and walk to school and just be kids in a community where it's a war zone. I know I had to go through that. I grew up in the 80s, born in the 70s, grew up in the 80s in LA. And we had to walk through that every day. Go to the park, it's nothing but gang members up there. Walk down the block, gang members on the block. Everywhere you turn, you gotta, it's like you gotta know how to navigate this. And sometimes you get caught up in the web and you don't make it out. I wish someone would have stood up for us when we were growing up and fought back before it got out of hand. And right now, it's completely out of hand. Imagine if courage meant interrupting violence before it happened. What does that look like? There's so many layers to that. There's so many layers to that. It means that we have to speak up more than we are quiet. When we see someone going down the wrong road, you can't make anybody do anything, but you can strongly suggest, I would say. I mean, I have a nephew that I was trying to prevent from going down a road. I tried my best. I talked to him all the time. I gave him many speeches, and I can only do so much, right? Because what was in his DNA and what was in his choices was his. But I did my best. To this day now, he talks to me, and when we talk, he thanks me for those speeches, and he wished that he would have listened. He's changing his life now, and I'm glad he is, and I'm grateful that he is. But it takes more of this. Just speaking, we're not going to reach everybody. We know that. But some people we may reach. But those that we don't reach right away, we plant seeds for later on, like my nephew. We plant seeds for them so that they can get it later on and then make the changes. They may not know how. But when you get that phone call saying, hey, hey, auntie, hey, big homie, like, man, I made mistakes. I'm trying to get this thing right now, man. It feels so awesome. And it's not really about my feeling or your feeling. It's about, now this person is ready to make a difference. This is one less person out there creating havoc in our community. Imagine if looking out for the next generation became our neighborhood code. Maybe if we had a code that just said, we got to look out for the hood for real. And against all odds, against whatever is happening, against whatever constructs are already there currently, the new code is that we're looking out for the hood and the children that live in our hood and the old elderly living in our hood. The people who live in this hood who just want to be good citizens and do the work and make this earth and this hood better than they found it. Not the ones who want to tear it down. Doing better means asking, what kind of community do I help create by what I encourage, tolerate, and here's a key one, ignore. What kind of community do I help create by what I encourage, tolerate, or ignore? Are you doing your part? I'm not blaming you if you're not, but I am calling you to action today. If we want better music, this is my favorite subject right now. And why do I choose music to talk about all the time? Because music is very important. Music is the soundtrack to our lifestyles. If you ever seen movies back in the 90s, they all had great soundtracks, and it made you go watch the movie even more. It made you even buy the DVD or the VHS. Showing my age, right? But music is the movie to our soundtrack called life. And I guarantee you, if I look at your playlist right now on your iPhone or whatever you play music on, I can tell your temperament. I can tell your character. I can tell the lifestyle you're leading by what you listen to. Because if you don't like it, you would spit it out. Like if I gave you a plate of food and it was nasty, would you just keep eating it? No, you wouldn't. You would spit it out like, ugh, and get rid of it. Same thing when I deal with music. If that didn't register with you, you wouldn't play it. You ever heard a song that was just terrible? Do you keep playing that song? No. You turn it off. So if your playlist, and you happen to take time to make a playlist of music comprised of dysfunction, violence, drugs, misogyny, misandry, what does that say? That means that this tastes good to you. Clip that. Right? So that's why I deal with music. So if we want better music, then we have choices to make. And I'm talking about some serious choices here. Many of us say music today is out of control. I do. What about you? If you do, put a like in here, put a chat, put a one in the chat room for me. But if you say music is out of control, maybe it is. But if we truly believe music shapes our thinking, then what role do we play? You see, every stream, every playlist that we make, every song we celebrate, every lyric we repeat, every award show we watch, that's just playing this dysfunctional music is a vote for the kind of culture we want to grow. Ice Cube once said, I just went and saw Ice Cube the other day, it was pretty dope. Ice Cube once said, challenge people to turn off the radio. Turn off the radio. Turn off the mother radio. Remember that song? If you want change, that's what you must do. And today we don't have radio as much. We have personal playlists. We have stream. We have Spotify. We have YouTube. We have iTunes. We have all these different venues to hear music. But we have a choice in the matter if we want to do better. Why? Because every time you watch, stream, or support that artist, you're letting them know, keep making more of this. This is what we want. Whether we agree with every part of that statement or not, the principle still remains. If we want different messages, we have to stop rewarding the messages we say are hurting us and our culture and our community and our children. Culture follows attention. Whatever you give attention to becomes a culture. Hip hop culture today is not the same hip hop culture of 1983. Attention has been put into this culture from 83 that have shifted it into something completely unrecognizable. Culture follows attention. Hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense to y'all. Right? I want to do this. Oh, here we go, right here. Take this off. I want to do this right here. If we want stronger families, let's talk about the family life in our community. If we want stronger families, doing better means what? Making a phone call to apologize to that family member that you don't even talk to for whatever reason. Maybe they made the wrong macaroni and cheese batch at Thanksgiving last year. Maybe they walked into the house on Thanksgiving and didn't speak, but you didn't know that they were going through something that was pretty drastic and devastating to them. But you didn't think to ask. You just said, oh, she don't like me. Now we don't talk. Or maybe they did something that was just outlandish. Could be, right? But guess what? You can't get rid of your family member. That's blood. So, and I'm a person that I can attest to that firsthand. I have a sister that, we haven't spoken in years, but have I done my due diligence to fix that? Yeah. Like I said, you can only do so much. I made phone calls. I reached out to her. I even met with her at one time just to try to fix it. And when I met with her, she just went off on me and said some of the things that it's hard to come back from. I won't repeat some things that she said, but I saw her not too long ago at one of our mutual friends' funerals. I gave her a hug and said, how you doing? And kept it pushing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to do so much, but holding a grudge, being honoring, being spiteful, no, we can't do that. We need family. Family exists for a reason. You need the family. So we got to apologize. We got to show up consistently for our families. We got to choose counseling if we need it for our families. A lot of us need counseling for our families. Let's be honest. And we got to choose being patient with our family members. Like my nephew I told you about earlier, you just got to wait. And you got to give them what they need and then let them have their experience with what you gave them and what they have in their own mind, in their own ori. Choosing to heal before passing our pain down to our children. A lot of our family structures are dysfunctional because individually we haven't chosen to heal. We gotta admit we have a unique DNA thread for foundational Black Americans that are just unique to humankind in general. We have a very turbulent beginning in this country that we live in. And that DNA has been passed down for generations. And we haven't even healed the DNA traumas from our parents that was handed down to us, let alone the DNA traumas that have happened to us for over 400 years. Click that. We have not healed the trauma from our parents. And if we don't heal the trauma from our own personal lives, we're going to do the same thing that our parents did and hand it to us. And then wonder why we have dysfunction in our families. Somebody hear me, please say something to me, like, please. I feel like I'm just chatting and talking right now, but we got to heal the trauma within us. And maybe we've already had children. Then our job now is to identify the trauma within us and share that with our children. Apologize to our children. And from the rest of this life that we have to live, help our children to heal while we're still healing. I did the same thing to my son some years back. I went up to his job. I made some tacos. He loved my tacos. I make some awesome tacos, by the way. He loved my vegan tacos, and I took him some tacos to his job, and I had to apologize to him. He was surprised. He didn't expect me there, like none of that. Like, he didn't expect none of that. I went up there and took it to his job, and while he was eating, I said, man, I got to apologize to you, man. He said, for what, Dad? I was like, bro, I didn't know what I was doing, man. I was doing stuff that was handed down to me, and a lot of that stuff I realize now was not good, and I have to apologize to you. He looked at me and literally just started crying. I had to give him a hug. That was something I wish I could have got from my mother or my father. Rest in peace, both of them. But I never got that conversation. They just doubled down and said they would never change anything. But when you realize what trauma does and how long trauma stays in for generations, you have to do some of these things if you want your family to do better. Right now, my son's doing good. I love what he's doing. He's married. He just had a baby. Now that I'm a grandfather, made me a grandfather, taking care of his family, doing what he got to do. And we talk a lot. Now, me helping him to, navigate this new position that he's in. But it took me to apologize to even open that up. I don't think this would be the case if I didn't open up that door that way. Because now he's open to understanding more. Because when you are accountable, when you show someone you're accountable, it gives them more trust to trust you with vital information that most of us try to hide. So if we want to heal our families, we first got to be accountable with ourselves. And let's be honest, y'all, healing is hard. It's not the easiest thing to do. It's one of the hardest things you will ever choose to do. It's one of the hardest things you'll ever choose to do. And that's probably why so many people choose not to try to heal. They choose not to go to a therapist. They choose not to face that person that molested them when they were a child. They choose not to face those demons from that last relationship that they may have destroyed and talk to that person. I remember I did a presentation a few years back with my ex-fiance. And we sat down on YouTube live. This is in front of everybody. And I asked her, how did you experience me? How did you experience me? Please tell me the truth, because I want to hear what I did, good, bad, or ugly. What was it? And she told me. But the reason why I did that was because I need to know how you experienced me so I can make the changes for the person that I'm going to be with. For me first, but for them second. I don't want to repeat this situation with somebody else. I want to do better. I want to do better or live trying. So sometimes you got to go back and talk to people you don't even want to talk to. Sometimes it's an ex that you thought was just horrible for you, but maybe that person was there to teach you something. Did you learn the lesson? Like I said, healing is hard, but repeating the same old thing, the same old wounds is hard too. Doesn't it seem hard when you like, especially in relationships, when you like in a relationship and then you break up with this person because you say, oh, I can't stand them. They doing this, they doing that. And then you leave just to get the same thing again. Leave this person, get the same thing again, sometimes even worse. Doesn't that make you stop and think something? Sometimes you got to stop and think, is this me or am I just having the same repeated scratch record happening right now in this dance floor called life? Could it be me? Listen, y'all, like I said, healing is hard, but repeating the same old thing over and over is hard too. But thank God we have a choice, and choice is key in this matter. Listen, if we want different neighborhoods, which is what this whole thing is about for me, okay? My organization is called Post-Traumatic Hood Disorders for a reason. It's about making better neighborhoods for me. And collectively, what I said before, families and individuals, and we make the community, we make the neighborhood, right? So if we want better neighborhoods, first, these things that I named just now are key. They're first and foremost. But everyone has something to contribute. Maybe it's buying a property. We need to do something like take back over these storefronts in our community. It's sad to say that every community that I grew up in has been taken over and overrun by foreigners and people who are not from LA. And it just looks terrible at this point. Why are we not taking care of our own? Why is Leimert Park the only thing that we claim to have left in the city? Maybe it's mentoring youth to make our neighborhoods better. Maybe it's starting a business in the community to help provide jobs in the community that we come from, in the neighborhood that we come from. Maybe it's cleaning your block. I mean, just something simple as neighborhood trash sweeps or something. I mean, come on. Maybe it's coaching basketball. Maybe it's being coach of the football. Maybe it's tutoring people. If you went to college, you came back, you live in the community, help the community learn, to understand stuff. Don't go to college and then give it back to massa. It's okay to have your job, but come give it back to the community too. Set something up. How are we going to get better if we don't utilize what we've learned? I'm just trying to say. For some people, it could be voting. Maybe voting helps. Maybe. Maybe it's simply treating people with dignity. Maybe it's walking past that brother and instead of mad dogging him, say, what's up? Say, how you doing, brother? It actually works. I do it all the time. Maybe it's a sister seeing another sister instead of judging her from her outfit because you may think it looked better than yours or something, or you think she's prettier than you. Say, hello, beautiful queen. How are you today? And watch the energy shift. If we just greeted each other and treated each other differently, stranger or not, could be amazing change. No one person can do everything. I just want to make sure that's understood. That's why it's a community and a collective effort. No one person can do it. We can't look for the Messiah or the Savior or this new leader to come and change everything that we're talking about. That's just not reality. It has to be everybody collectively in one code making that change. Choosing to do better or live trying. But everyone can do something. Communities change when enough people decide to contribute to what matters in that community. I hope this is making sense to y'all. You see, doing better is contagious. Once one person starts doing it, other people will follow along. Like, look at what Nipsey Hussle did. Nipsey Hussle started buying properties in his community. Now there's so many people even on that same page thinking about doing that. Rappers, I think YG was talking about doing some of the stuff that Nipsey was doing. Now people are starting to feel what Nipsey was trying to do. It's contagious. And contagious, all it means is that it makes someone else see that that's possible. Just as trauma spreads, healing spreads also. Accountability spreads. Hope spreads. Discipline spreads. Children notice, neighbors notice, and families notice. Someone has to become the example that makes someone else believe change is possible. Why not us? Why not you? The question isn't who failed us, okay? The question is who needs us right now? The question isn't who failed us, who did us wrong, the man, the system. That's not the question no more. The question is who needs us, and going deeper, how do you need me to show up? We all have our own personal gifts that we can contribute to our neighborhoods. That's what we need, your gift in the neighborhood. Who needs us now is what I want this to land on. Because there are children watching us, learning from us, waiting to see what adults look like. Let's give them something to aspire to. How do you know how to be a dope unless you've seen one? Truly. When I say adult, that don't mean turn 18. I mean, have emotional intelligence, pursue their gifts over currency, take care of the family, be genuine, kind to other people, and work on themselves relentlessly. Adults. Adult doesn't mean you turn 18, you got a job, and you pay bills. A monkey could do that. I'm talking about an adult, a truly functional, emotionally intelligent adult. Let's give them something worth becoming. Here's the big reset. Doing better isn't about becoming perfect. It's about refusing to become comfortable with what we already know needs to change. Every day, we should ask ourselves, what can I improve today? Every day, we should ask ourselves, what can I encourage today? Every day, we should ask ourselves, what habit can I replace today? And every day, we should ask ourselves, what example can I set today? That's how communities transform. One decision, one family, one block, one day at a time. This is a baby steps, it's baby steps, it's baby steps, but we can do it, y'all. I'm sure we can do this, y'all. If you're tired enough and you're ready to make a change, start with yourself and you can do it. And once you start and the other person starts and the other person starts, then we'll see a collective of people starting something that can't nobody stop. And before you know it, you'll have a community of people doing the same thing. And change is inevitable at that point. In closing, I want to say this. I don't want to spend my life talking about what's wrong with the hood. I'm tired of hearing about what's wrong. I want to spend my life providing what's possible for the hood. And that's why I started HEAL PTHD, post-traumatic hood disorder. That's why I started that. Because I believe in us. I believe our children deserve more than what they currently have. I believe our families deserve peace. I believe our neighborhoods deserve ownership. I believe our culture deserves healing. But belief by itself changes nothing. I want to be clear. I know that. Action changes stuff. So this week, don't wait for the mayor to create a new ordinance that'll help change the community. Don't wait for some celebrity to step off the basketball court and write a check to change the community. Don't wait for another program, probably by the government, to come out to change the community. Ask yourself one question every morning, every day. What does doing better look like today? What does doing better look like today? Then go do that. And tomorrow, do it again. Because changing a community doesn't begin with everybody. It begins with somebody. And that somebody could just be you. Listen, y'all. I want to thank y'all for watching today. This is a very touchy subject. And again, while you're at it, please share this video as much as you can. But while you're at it, make a commitment to change and go to healpthd.com right now. Go to healpthd.com right now. At the least bit, go to the YouTube channel, Heal PTHD. Subscribe to that channel. I need to get my subscriptions up. If we get the subscriptions up, we can get more eyes on this mission statement that we have to heal PTHD. And we can do more work and better work with more people behind us. Again, today we're talking about doing better or living trying. Not because anyone is forcing us, but not because we'll get it right away every time, but because every step towards wisdom, healing, responsibility, purpose makes room for the next generation to inherit something better than what they inherited. That's how neighborhoods change. That's how culture changes. That's how legacies change. One choice at a time. I want us to make better choices. I want us to do better in our community. I truly believe that we can. We are a smart, brilliant, resilient community. We've made it through so much in this country, and we're still here. It's just time to get rid of the dysfunction that still resides in our community. And that starts with overcoming what I call PTHD, post-traumatic hood disorders. It's undetectable. Sometimes you don't even know it's there. A lot of times, most of the time, you don't know it's there, but it's there. You cannot go through hood-based traumas and walk away clean. It's impossible. It may not affect everybody the same way, but it will affect you in some way. For you, it could be different than me, right? But if you line them up, the root of them is all what you grew up seeing, experiencing between the red lines. And that includes inside your household. And I imagine a whole community of the same type of people. Again, reverse engineer this. Fix the people individually, fix the families, then the community becomes better. And how we view ourselves first changes, and then how the world sees us begins to shift. We control our economics. We control our birth rates. We control our divorce rates. We control that by just shifting the morale in our community or within ourselves and make better choices. I am Jasir Makanjula. I appreciate your time. Please share this video. I'm out of here. Till next Sunday. Subscribe, though. Go subscribe.